Would you like to go to jail for obstruction? You get me?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
What's your name? What's your name?
What's your name and badge number?
I did not break the law.
All right, can I see your license, registration, insurance?
Okay, what is your cause for pulling me over and asking for my information?
So what? I don't care what he thinks. I'm a graduate and I have T-code certification.
These were different moments when corrupt cops regret messing with wrong people, starting with a case of an idiot cops who regret messing with wrong people.
Would you like to go to jail for obstruction? You get me?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
What's your name?
What's your name and badge number?
On February 24th, 2024, during the rally, an Okeechobee County Sheriff's deputy pulled over one of the participants for speeding, an incident that would spiral into a major confrontation.
I got you going 63. It's a 35 through town. All you guys are hauling ass down the road because you got you scamming.
Sorry, did
you
I?
know what y'all are doing.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't know
do.
it was a speed limit.
You got your license?
Her license?
Yeah, her license too. I'm required. Everybody in the car. You're going 63 in a 35 mile an hour
I
zone.
apologize. We didn't realize there was a speed limit with the reduction because he was faster over there.
10-4, the blue Lamborghini right in front of you and the other one that just pulled in. These other cars, I don't know how fast they were going. Stay in the car.
The driver of the car, unaware of the speed limit, was cited for going 63 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. The deputy approached the vehicle, issued the ticket, and explained that speeding nearly double the limit was unacceptable. She seemed resolute in issuing the citation despite the driver's apology and claimed that they had not noticed the speed limit. As she returned to her patrol car to complete the paperwork, an unexpected crowd, including former NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp, had gathered. Sapp, a Super Bowl champion, was among the bystanders and witnessed the ticketing process.
Alright, come over here. Alright, I'm giving you a citation, okay? 63 and a 35. That's unacceptable, man. That's almost double the speed limit.
Like I said, we're part of the rally. We're
I
having
understand
fun,
you can be part of the rally or you can live in town. I completely understand, but going almost double the speed limit's a little unacceptable.
No, like you said, he was a faster speed over there. And then we
You can take it to court. I don't mind going to court. It's my job. Alright?
Is this a point?
Yeah. Unless you want to fight it, you're more than welcome to. Alright? But it's a $248 ticket.
But this is points though, right?
Yes.
But if you do the traffic school, it takes the points off. Okay?
So I have a clean license, right?
It doesn't matter. I understand
It's kind of
that,
worth
but
at least the consideration.
with the
There's not
amount
many of us.
with the amount of traffic, I'm trying to educate you, man. And
It's
with the
okay.
amount of traffic that's coming
And
through town,
63
got
is
this,
not
don't worry.
double 35.
The law gentleman got
63
this.
is what I got.
Sapp engaged the deputy about the situation, pointing out that the speed wasn't exactly double the speed limit as the officer had stated. He tried to engage in a calm conversation about the speed discrepancy. However, instead of de-escalating the situation, the deputy became defensive and accused Sapp of obstructing her from doing her job.
Go ahead and take it to court because it's on the body
not
camera.
double, but you
Okay,
said
but you're
double in the
almost,
speed
but you're
limit.
almost double. Okay, but you're going over the speed limit.
I got that, but you
Okay.
said double in the speed limit.
Okay.
You didn't double the speed limit.
Okay, well, I
For some
got
reason,
him.
they're exaggerating. Like,
Okay,
you
well, I
don't
got it,
have
and I wrote for what I got was
I got you, but
63.
you said I
Okay,
said
so I said what I said, but I didn't write him for double, did I? I wrote him for
No,
what I
but
got.
what you're saying is incorrect.
Well, just for future reference, through this
Just
town,
like to be correct, that's all.
Factual.
Hold on, what's stopping what?
You guys have
No, that's what? What you telling me to do what? What's me? Stop what?
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass.
Want to go to jail today?
Dead ass.
63, but I don't. Would you like to go to jail for obstruction? You get me?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
I have
Would you like to go to jail for obstruction?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
Would you like to go to jail?
You know that, right?
I know the law.
Obstruction is a physical thing. What did I do that physically
You're obstructing her from doing her job.
What did I physically do? It's a physical action.
No, you're not either.
Obstruction is a physical action. Not freedom of speech. Not freedom of speech. You know, that's constitutionally protected, right? Yeah, that's right. What's your name, last number? 588. If you don't let me your name
during the investigation,
that's obstruction.
What's your name?
What's your name and badge number? Coon Fair, 734.
Coon Fair, 734.
Yeah.
Detained for what?
I'll take that.
This accusation took a dramatic turn as the officer attempted to arrest Warren Sapp, accusing him of obstruction, even though he had not physically interfered. Warren Sapp, well aware of his constitutional rights, began questioning the legality of the arrest. He pointed out that obstruction was a physical act, not simply freedom of speech, which he was exercising by voicing his concerns. His calm but assertive questions, however, only seemed to escalate the situation, as officers grabbed him, put him in handcuffs, and began detaining him without providing a valid reason.
What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for? I'm listening. What am I being detained for? Please report. What am I being detained for?
We got cameras just like you got.
No, hey, is it rolling?
Everything's rolling, yep.
I got you.
Audio, video,
You
recording.
ain't gotta hold me that hard, brother. I'm right here. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just standing here. Why you gotta grab me like that? What am I being detained for?
I'll explain that in a second, sir.
You know this is affecting the arrest.
This is a detainment.
You're applying force right now.
No, I'm not.
You still ain't answered about the detainment, sir.
You're being detained, and I'll answer that in just a second. What are you detaining?
Hold on. No. Wait. This is gonna be fun.
Everyone needs to step back.
You need some tape, don't you? Here you go. You know this is force, right? 1983 lawsuit. Defamation of rights under the color of law. I haven't done anything. Not a thing.
I got you going 63. It's a 35 through town. All you guys are hauling ass down the road because you got these scammers.
Sorry, did
you know
I?
what y'all are doing.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't know
do.
it was a speed limit.
You got your license?
Our license?
Yeah, her license too. I'm required everybody in the car. You're going 63 in a 35 mile an hour
I
zone.
apologize. We didn't realize there was a speed limit with the reduction because it was faster over there.
10-4, the
He's gonna answer that for us, right, officer?
Why are you arresting me?
You know it's illegal for you to watch him do this. Yeah, I am. Right? This is force. Absolutely. What am I being detained for?
Until I can get your name, that's what we're gonna do. You're being detained.
What am I being detained for? Hold on. You didn't explain it. What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for?
Okay, I was talking.
No, I'm asking. What am I being detained for? I can resist the unlawful arrest, but I'm not. Cause Supreme Court, I have handcuffs on me, and you haven't told me why am I being detained. Why am I being detained? I can stand right here. I'm not being detained. I'm being detained. I'm just standing here. Why would I get anybody in your car?
Because I'm surrounded by about 20, 30, 40.
It's
not a safe situation.
It's a safe situation. Ain't nobody doing anything. Talking to two other officers. I don't have to answer you. I'm not getting in that car. Why am I getting in that car?
Stop pushing it. Stop resisting. Get back.
That's all I want to know. Where's the
Sit
supervisor?
down.
Can I get a supervisor?
Sit down.
Can I get a supervisor?
Sit down.
That's you?
You have anything in your pockets?
I don't consent to any searches.
Well, you are detained.
I am being detained for what? Where's the supervisor? Please?
Stand up.
Please? No, I'm good, right? You told me to sit.
up.
You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
Can you get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Sapp demanded to know the reason for his detainment, but the officers continued to act aggressively, refusing to clarify the charges or give their names. Despite the violation of his rights and the clear misunderstanding of the law, Sapp remained composed, asserting his rights and making it clear that he would fight back against the unjust treatment. The situation grew more absurd as the officers, seemingly unaware of who they were dealing with, continued their improper handling of the arrest. The body cameras rolled, and the deputies were caught in their lies and poor handling of the situation.
Brother, I don't consent to any searches.
You are detained.
For what?
Because you obstructed.
I got one man. For what?
Incident to arrest.
Who?
Incident to arrest.
What is that? What is that? You said I'm being detained. I'm asking you, why am I being detained? Can I get a
already
supervisor?
told you why.
Why?
You
Because I didn't
obstructed.
give you my name?
You need to give us
said
a name.
I didn't. No,
Yes,
I don't.
yes, you do.
I have the right to
When
remain
I ask
silent.
you to leave and move
Sir,
back, and you do not.
None of
Yes.
that was asked to me.
Stand up. Stand up. I need to
Supervisor, please.
stand up.
Give me a supervisor,
All right,
please.
you're under
Give me a
arrest.
supervisor,
You are
please.
under arrest.
I'm in the car.
Stand up.
I'm already in
Stand
the car.
up. Stand up.
I'm already in the car, sir. Can I get a
Stand
supervisor?
up. I need to search
Can I
your
get a
pockets.
supervisor, please? Can I get a supervisor, please? Can I get a supervisor, please? He asked me to sit in the car, so I sat.
Hi, brother. What's going on, man? I asked him why am I doing the same.
I know. Where did you give me his name? That's obstruction.
It was only after another officer recognized Warren Sapp that the realization of their massive mistake set in. The officers, now scrambling to cover their tracks, tried to defuse the situation. A sergeant arrived at the scene, but the damage was already done. Warren Sapp had been wrongfully detained and treated poorly. The sergeant, realizing the mistake, spoke with Sapp and even allowed him to search himself, but the wrongful arrest was already a violation of his civil rights.
I don't have any weapons. I don't have any weapons.
Can't really hear you.
I don't have any weapons, sir. I don't have any weapons.
We need you to scoot in as much as you can, all right?
I gotta sit right here. I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
You have his camera? I gave it to her. Oh, good. That'll be evidence.
I done read a lot of snakes. They made for a big guy. I ain't did nothing against the law.
That seat's annoying, sorry. We can't help it.
I did nothing for nobody.
Right. What is It's all right. Just let it go.
Whose car is this?
I don't know whose car this is. This is my car.
You know who he is? Who is that? That's Warren Sapp. Who? That's Warren Sapp. Okay, well, he wouldn't give me her. Yeah. That's Warren Sapp. NFL player. Good.
Turn on the air back on. So you don't get mad. Hey, what is going on?
All right.
Let me turn my air on before he gets upset.
Now, you're not gonna let me speak to the supervisor.
I've just tried.
He's not.
Okay, I was told.
He said what?
I was told to take
He said
you.
what?
I
No.
was told to take
He
you.
said what?
You already
What-
spoke
what
to
is
that
my
guy.
charge?
Okay.
What is my charge? What is my charge? Please.
696
I'm observing my government official at work, and they arrest me for obstruction. I asked a question.
You did, and I'm just transporting you.
Give me your name. I'm not
Uh,
give you my name.
You don't have to, and that's fine.
That's what he arrested. That's what he grabbed me for, baby.
Okay, well, you were also
That's what-
arguing at that point
Whoa. Arguing what?
with me.
No. We
Okay.
was just having a discussion about you saying double.
Okay, and I wrote
And
him
it wasn't
for.
double. That's
Okay.
all. I mean, that was an easy discussion.
And it was, and I
So-
told
so-
you, but then
told
you
me
kept
what?
going.
Are you law enforcement officer?
I am, absolutely.
What law did I break?
And you want to know what law I enforce? I enforced the traffic stop that I was working on. Okay. And what happened after you? Good.
You said doubling the speed limit.
Cool, but I wrote him for what he went. And then the arresting officer. Okay.
That you
All right.
did something wrong. You
I'm
just
arguing
said it wrong.
for.
You said it wrong. That was all.
Okay.
Did y'all stop that body cam?
This is still rolling.
No, mine.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to use that. I don't want to mess with it. Come here, bud. Right here.
I just asked what law, bro.
I know, it's right there.
That's all I asked. What law,
Okay.
bro?
All right.
As easy as it is.
Are you gonna give me your name or no? Okay. He's not gonna give a name, so put him in a cell until he wants to give you a name.
After being released and the charges dropped, Warren Sapp made it clear that he was not letting this go. He filed a civil rights lawsuit against the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office, demanding $20 million in damages. His lawsuit was aimed at holding the deputies accountable for their blatant abuse of power and violation of his rights.
Are you law enforcement officer?
I am, absolutely.
What law did I break?
And you want to know what law I enforce? I enforced the traffic stop that I was working on. Okay. And what happened after you? Good.
You said doubling the speed limit.
Cool, but I wrote him for what he went. And then the arresting officer. Okay.
That you
All right.
did something wrong. You
I'm
just said
arguing
it wrong.
for.
You said it wrong. That was all.
Okay.
Did y'all stop that body cam?
I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, no,
You'll
definitely not gonna argue with you.
You'll
I'm
have,
just
you'll
asking.
have your day in court. I understand that. So,
Oh no, because I just had my rights violated. Your officer said to me, "Do you want to go to jail?" First thing he said out of his mouth to me. I said, "Excuse me? What's your name?" So I laughed. Because I do have a right to remain silent, right? I have the right, Fourth and Fifth Amendment, right?
yes, you absolutely have a right to remain silent. But you don't have the right to interject yourself into an investigation.
Interject myself?
Yeah, were you in the vehicle that had been stopped?
No, sir.
No.
I mean, his body cam was on and everything, right?
Correct.
That's all I need. All the officers that was there, body cam and all that good stuff. And
Yeah, it'll all be in there. And
Yeah, 1983 deprivation of rights. My first, my fourth, and my fifth.
The fact that it took a celebrity to highlight such misconduct is a chilling reminder of how many ordinary citizens must suffer at the hands of corrupt officers. The charges against Warren Sapp were eventually dropped, but the damage done by the officer's actions would not be easily erased. But hold on your seats, because in this next case, a state trooper messes with wrong person.
Not break the law.
All right, can I see your license, registration, insurance?
Okay, what is your cause for pulling me over and asking for my information?
In August 2019, an individual was riding his motorcycle in Ramona, California, when a state trooper pulled him over for an unusual reason. The motorcyclist, well-versed in California law, immediately questioned the legality of the stop. Despite the clear wording of the law, the trooper refused to concede.
Man, you can't be passing on the right like that, dude. You're
What?
allowed to split lanes, but you can't pass on the right.
Does it say that in the statute?
That's you do what?
For lane splitting, lane sharing.
Yeah, you can't pass on the right, bro. It's
Okay,
Yes,
does it say that in the lane sharing statute?
I don't know what the lane sharing statute is.
So the rules
about the
governing.
law, there's not 2 lanes. So if there's 2 lanes, so let's just say.
I'm gonna reach for my phone. Don't get. Hey, come here for a second. This is the DMV website. California law does not allow or prohibit motorcycles from passing other vehicles proceeding in the same direction within the same lane. Within the same lane. Has nothing to do with 2 lanes. I was within the same lane. I wasn't past the white line.
All right, I'm not gonna argue, man. Can you read that again? I'm sorry.
Sure. Well, here, you read it right there. California law does not allow or prohibit, that means I'm allowed to do it, from passing other vehicles proceeding in the same direction within the same lane. A practice often called lane splitting, lane sharing, or filtering. Lane sharing.
So your license, registration, insurance.
Okay, what is your cause for pulling me over and asking for my information?
Man, unsafe passing within the lane, dude.
No, I'm just showing you the law.
Bro, listen to me. I'm not here to argue with you. I just need your license, registration, insurance, okay?
Okay, and I'm asking you for what purpose?
I just told you, because you're passing vehicles within the same lane on the right.
That's allowed.
Safe passing on the right. I'm not talking about lane splitting. You're not splitting lanes. You're passing vehicles on the right.
Okay, this literally just says lane sharing.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about splitting lanes on the right. You're not allowed to pass vehicles on the right.
In order for you to ask me for that information, I have to have broken the law, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great, thank you, great, okay. This is being recorded. So, if I have to provide you my information, I want to know what law I broke, because I clearly just showed to you. This is from the California DMV.
Bro.
You are misinterpreting and misunderstanding the law, man.
There's also a law that says you cannot pass unsafely on the right.
Okay, so I have this on tape. Show me where I passed unsafely.
I will. Let me see your license, registration, and
So again, what law did I break?
let me explain it to you. Okay?
You're going to explain it different than law.
You know the law.
No, I can read English.
Okay. All right. Well, I can too. So let me explain my interpretation of lane splitting.
Okay, your interpretation as opposed to facts.
Okay. Facts, lanes, whatever you want to call it, man. Let me explain to you what I consider lane splitting. If you've got 2 lanes or more, all right?
Which doesn't say here, right?
If you've got 2 lanes or more,
Okay.
in one direction,
Mm-hmm.
and you go in between the lanes, whether you're in the lane to the right or the left.
There's also a law against unsafe passing on the right, he argued, though he couldn't cite it. As the argument continued, the officer called his sergeant for clarification. While waiting, the motorcyclist provided further legal references, citing AB 51, which defined lane splitting as operating a motorcycle between moving or stopped vehicles within the same lane.
So your license, registration, insurance.
Okay, what is your cause for pulling me over and asking for my information?
Man, unsafe passing within the lane, dude.
No, I'm just showing you the law.
Bro, listen to me. I'm not here to argue with you. I just need your license, registration, insurance, okay?
Okay, and I'm asking you for what purpose?
I just told you, because you're passing vehicles within the same lane on the right.
That's allowed.
Safe passing on the right. I'm not talking about lane splitting. You're not splitting lanes. You're passing vehicles on the right.
Okay, right? And where you're wrong, okay? You that's your interpretation of it. That's not what the black and white says. And look, take your glasses off and I'm gonna get off my bike. Is that all right? Within the same lane. It has nothing to do with two lanes.
Lane splitting though. We're not talking about lane splitting here.
Hey, I'm talking about what the law says.
But you're looking at this as lane splitting. There's no two lanes to split, my man. You understand that? There are no two lanes to be splitting here.
Okay, so show me right there where it says it has to be two lanes.
Bro, are you splitting lanes?
I'm sharing. Hold on.
Sharing the lane.
Yes, look, right there as it says, lane sharing.
Right.
Sharing.
While you're splitting lanes.
No.
Bro, you're looking at the DMV web. There's vehicle code. Okay.
Okay.
Vehicle code. Let me look it up and I'll explain it to you better.
Okay.
How's that sound, man?
All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't you look it up? I got time. I'm my own boss. All right. Why don't you look it up? And if I broke the law, not your interpretation of it, if you need to get a sergeant or somebody else here, do so. I'll gladly hand you my information. Here's some more clarification for you. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch it. All right. AB 51 into law, which define lane splitting as driving a motorcycle as two wheels in contact with the ground between rows of stopped or moving vehicles in the same lane. Doesn't matter. I can be in the same lane as long as did you see me over the white line at all?
On the shoulder, no.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
thank you.
Exactly, Hey, so, dude, I'm reading the vehicle code.
Hold on. Yep. AB 51, which
I'm reading the vehicle code, man. So, first of all, before we even get there, man, my intention of stopping you was because it was for safety issues, right? I mean, you're passing cars on the right. If a vehicle had to slam on the brakes and turn right and they hit you, whatever. Just like you're splitting lanes, right? But reading the law, it is not clearly stated as far as whether or not you could be passing on the right in one lane or two. All right, so I just called my supervisor, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I don't know anything about that because I never write it because it's not clearly written in law."
Sure.
Right? Well, it's not.
No, except it is.
Well, except it doesn't clarify whether or not you're allowed to pass. Well, it says in the same lane, but lane splitting. Well, just hear me out.
Go ahead.
Lane splitting in my interpretation, okay? Lane splitting is you got two or more lanes in the same direction, and you're going in between the lanes, right? But the law says within two or more rows of traffic in the same lane.
After consulting his supervisor, the trooper returned and awkwardly attempted to justify his stop. As frustration mounted, 4 more officers arrived.
Correct me if I'm wrong, both of you, right? In order for you to ask me for my ID, I have to have committed a crime, correct? You can't just walk up, hold on, let's answer this right. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, give me your ID, right? We don't live in a police state. You guys are meant to enforce the law. Okay. So I have to have committed a crime in order for you to give me your ID, correct? Correct. Okay, so that's the first thing. That's why I'm arguing. I don't want to argue with you about, whether I have to give you my ID, because I know I don't have to. So and I'm going to use this term because that's what it is, and it's not a negative infliction upon you or anybody else. There's a difference between stupidity and ignorance. I'm ignorant of a great many things. I'm not a brain surgeon, so I don't know anything about it. But ignorance of this specific statute as it applies in California, it says same lane. I know what you're saying. That's what the general public thinks. It is poorly written. They tried to do something about it. CHP had guidelines on it that were removed because people had questions and didn't understand what the law actually says.
Yeah. My intention was never to actually give you a ticket.
Then why did you ask me for my registration and insurance?
Because I have to document all my contacts. Okay, I have to document my contacts.
If I broke the law?
Well,
you have my info. It's right there on my plate.
So you're not getting a ticket, but initially my interpretation was that you were breaking the law, but you're not getting a ticket. All I'm asking is for your identification so I can record my stop with you.
You've got a recording of it.
All right, man.
You've got a dash cam.
Whatever,
What do you mean whatever?
It's all good. You don't have. It's all good.
You're right. I don't. So I'm asking you though. Did I break the law today? Yes or no?
Yeah. Like I just explained to you. Originally, my interpretation was yes, you did. But now I'm reading the section, and it's not clearly.
I know you guys got a job to do, but this is frustration. He clearly read it. I haven't violated the law. I've got it on camera. Hey, you guys have a tough job. Trust me, I get it. chapstick. You said yourself it's hot, okay? Come on.
So we understand, my probable cause to stop you is because you were passing vehicles on the right.
You, right,
Okay.
All
right?
Which is not against the law. Yeah.
I'm simply asking you if you have a license. You say, yes, you do in another state, but you can't provide that information to me.
Again, tell me what law I broke that caused this stop to begin with.
I just did, sir. I just did.
No.
And now I'm asking for some identification. And you say that you have a license, but you don't want to provide that information.
Sure. If you pulled me over for a valid stop, which right now we've already established this isn't a valid stop. You went back.
Stop is valid, man. It's a valid stop.
No, it's not.
It's a valid stop.
You just
You're
said
passing
yourself.
cars on the right.
Yes, that's not
Passing
against the
cars
law.
on the right.
It's not against the law.
Hey, in my opinion, it's unsafe passing vehicles on the right, whether it's lane splitting or not. You're not getting a ticket for that. All I'm asking for is for some ID. Just telling you what I got right now. Right now, I have you're riding a motorcycle.
Yep.
And you don't have a license in California.
Yep.
So, is the vehicle going to get towed, or are you going to provide me with your information?
I'll tell you what. If you want to tow it, then we can end up in court. That's fine. Go for it. Get a supervisor here. Get somebody else here. I'll call my lawyer.
Right.
Because you're not. You already know who I am. What information do you want? Well, hey.
All you do is show me your license, man.
No, I don't. I don't have to show you my license. What crime did I commit? What crime did I commit?
We're done here, brother.
Great. So 4 officers, all these resources for a crime that never got committed. And you learned something. Hey, man, you guys stay safe. Have a good day.
After an exhausting back and forth, the officers relented. The motorcyclist, an active duty Navy officer, had successfully defended his rights. If you thought this was bad, then you don't know about this case where Texas cops got arrested after racially profiling police graduate.
So what? I don't care what he thinks. I'm a graduate and I have T-Code certification.
On June 14th, 2022, a black police graduate found himself confronted by 2 officers who were blatantly racially profiling him. Despite the graduate's attempts to explain his situation and request the officers to run his name through T-Cole, an agency that verifies police officers in Texas, the officers continued to detain him. The graduate challenged their actions, highlighting their lack of probable cause and racial profiling.
Can we see some ID?
No, what for?
I just asked you.
What's your probable cause to ask me for ID?
It does not have a handicap placard.
Read the plate, man. You don't even know what you're talking. Contact T-Cole. Why don't you contact them? You saw my name. Call T-Cole. Run it. Call T-Cole. But you have no justification or probable cause to run up on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who was the academy director when you were there?
Contact them.
Who is it?
Ask him. Navarro College. Call him.
Well, the reason I did that,
Call him.
I know they just graduated.
Call him. You could have done all of that. You could have done all of that while I was inside.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are. I know about Joshua Police PD. I know. Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
When'd you graduate?
I don't have to tell you anything. Don't ask me any questions because I'm not answering.
Okay.
Yeah. What? Why? Why? You detaining me?
I don't want you to get hit by a car. Just
No.
step over here.
Then my question is, are you detaining me?
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so then don't tell me where to go. No.
Okay. I'm sorry to ask me to come over here. So I just
Okay, well, you need to find out because I'm going to walk away from you, get in my car, and drive away. So you need to find out from him.
Okay. Do you mind holding off on leaving until I find out what's going on to see if you ask him? Because that's my captain. He's in charge of this. If I ask him, find out if they're detained or
he's not too smart because first of all, even you know, if I have disabled veteran plate, I can park in a handicapped spot. Even you know
they
that.
Just changed
No,
that.
They didn't just change that. It's been that way.
Well, it started in September. That it was that way.
No, sir. It's been that way for years. I've had this for 5 years. It's already been that way. And if he's a captain, he should have known that, but he didn't. He just saw this, and he saw this, and he wanted to make a problem. That's your reputation there, Joshua. Come on, man. Yes, it is. How many black officers you got? One.
Yeah, we don't have one right now.
One, right? One.
Yeah, but,
I know.
Hey,
And
we
you
gonna hire
and
you
you
a block.
barely
We gonna
let him
hire you a
in.
block.
You barely let him in. barely let him in. And your reputation is already bad. From years ago, you had a corruption scandal. You had to get rid of a lot of your old PDs.
That was way before I got here.
And you got one amongst your ranks. Are you finished? I gotta go. Are you finished?
He said 1 second. Where's the corruption scandal? The one where
Did you check T-Code? Did you call Navarro?
he did call Navarro.
Okay, so then you know you're feeling small now, aren't you?
No, not a bit.
You shouldn't run up on people. You have no probable cause. If you wanted to follow me and run my plate, you could have done that.
Talk to anybody?
No, well, I don't have to talk to you.
And you did.
I don't have to talk to you. That's right. I already told you that. Waste my time and you. You're supposed to be a captain and you don't know disabled plates have a right to park in a parking spot. And you violating people's rights.
The graduate expressed his frustration with the officers' actions, pointing out their ignorance of the law regarding disabled veteran plates and their racial bias. He questioned their professionalism and demanded accountability for their unjust treatment. In response to the graduate's video evidence and complaint to the city manager, the captain involved in the incident was swiftly removed from the police department.
Running up on them without probable cause. I'm in a uniform doing the same thing for you for free.
Alan Eddings, who was the captain.
So what? I don't care what he thinks. I'm a graduate and I have T-Code certification. So I don't care what he says. I don't care what he says.
Are you a peace officer?
I have T-Code certification.
Are you a PO?
I have T-Code certification. Yes, I do. That's what you checked it.
It expired.
Who says who? My certification doesn't say expired. You want it to be expired because you see brown skin. So take a walk. Walk of shame. Walk of shame, Captain. Don't run up on me again. Don't ever you run up on me again. Do you understand? Do you understand? And learn the law. And learn the law. And learn the law. And you better have probable cause before you run up on somebody in uniform. You don't have no reasonable suspicion because I'm on the same side as you.
No, you aren't.
I have T-Code. I'm a graduate of the police academy. Okay, just like you years ago. You probably couldn't even pass the test. Right now, you go. You get going. You get going. You get going. I'm a peace officer, and you had no probable cause. You had no probable cause to stop me. You had no probable cause. I have peace officer certification just like you. So go learn the law before you start teaching young people how to do the job. You're a bad example to the young fella over there. You don't even know the rules of parking.
The officers involved faced charges of racial profiling, unlawful detention, and violation of the graduate's rights. Additionally, the captain was reprimanded for his role in the incident and subsequently removed from his position within the police department. But hold on your seats because this next case is more shocking than the others.
I'm not committing a crime, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm taking pictures in public, which is a First Amendment right. Therefore, it shouldn't be ID, I shouldn't be trespass, I shouldn't be anything, this is where I'm at.
I understand.
On August 30th, 2024, when the Jolly Pumpkin Brewery's manager called 911 to report Mr. Livingston filming guests outside the business. According to the manager, Mr. Livingston was standing on the public sidewalk, not on the property, but his presence was making the patrons uncomfortable. The officers dispatched to the scene were Officer Jordan Willis and Officer Brennan Sermon from the East Lansing Police Department, who later were joined by Sergeant Chad Steeman. When Officer Willis arrived first, he found Mr. Livingston calmly standing on the sidewalk. The interaction was tense but cordial, as Mr. Livingston questioned whether he was committing a crime by filming in a public space. Inside, Officer Sermon spoke to the manager, who confirmed that Mr. Livingston was not on the brewery's property, but was instead filming from the public sidewalk.
Hey, what's up?
Good, yourself?
Good. So we just got a call from Jolly Pumpkin here saying that they don't want you to videotape in this area right here.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
Am I committing a crime?
So they just want you to be moved along from the premises.
Okay.
Have you been trespassed or anything?
I'm not even on their property.
So this is Jolly Pumpkin's property right here.
The public sidewalk is their property? I mean, they clearly broke off what they're using.
This is for seating right here.
This is.
Hey, what's up, bro?
You mind if I see your ID?
Have I done something wrong?
So they just want you moved along, so we don't know if it's up to go in there and ask them if they want you trespassed or not.
No, man.
Living on the property.
No, look.
I'm not trying to make it hard for you at all.
I'm not trying to either. I just really believe that I'm on public property, not their property, and therefore I'm not committing a crime. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm taking pictures in public, which is a First Amendment right. Therefore, I shouldn't be. It shouldn't be ID. I shouldn't be trespassed. I shouldn't be anything. I don't. This is where I'm at. I mean,
yeah, I understand. Ultimately, they just don't want you on their property anymore because it can kind of make other people feel uncomfortable in the area. It's making staff feel uncomfortable.
To stop the trespass, I'll move down to the end of their barrel, and then it's confusing to me, but then I'm off their property even though it's public sidewalk, right?
I mean, this is technically like their property here. They have, so if you're on like their premises here, they just don't want you around their business right now. It's making people feel uncomfortable a little bit. So, what are you taking pictures of? Just like students and stuff? Or?
I was just walking along taking pictures until one of their customers called me back and a couple other things, and then I stayed.
Okay. All right. Well, Officer Sermon is in there right now just talking to staff about it, and if anything, they just want you moved along, so we'll just wait a minute.
Despite this, Officer Sermon insisted that Mr. Livingston needed to be trespassed. In order to detain someone and request identification, the officers must have reasonable suspicion that the person has committed a crime. The officers, however, appeared to be acting on incomplete and misleading information from the dispatcher. According to Michigan law, trespassing involves physically entering private property without permission.
Hi. You looking for our manager? Whoever, yes. Okay. She'll probably be the best person to talk to. One
Thank
second.
you.
We have your candy box right here, okay? Here you go. You're welcome. Hi.
Are you the one that called on him? Okay. You want him trespassed?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, of course.
All right, my man. You got your ID on you?
Have I broken the law?
No, they want you trespassed, so therefore we have the right to ID.
I have a right to leave then, right?
No. You are now being detained because you are going to be trespassed. I need to identify you before you're trespassed. In order to write you your trespass notice.
That's good that you took the glasses off, man.
Alright. So you're going to trespass me from this sidewalk?
What's that? No, you're trespassing this establishment.
But I'm not in the establishment.
They have the right to trespass you.
I've never been on their property.
They have the right to trespass you.
So I can stay here.
The sidewalk is public.
So I can stay here.
You have
You're
a First
just
Amendment right.
trespassing me from walking inside.
Okay.
No.
I don't know why you would want to do that because they're frustrated with you.
I don't know why they would trespass me from their property without even being on their property.
They have the right to do that. It is a private establishment. It is a private.
Since Mr. Livingston was on a public sidewalk, not on private property, it is unlikely that the officers had reasonable suspicion to believe he was trespassing. Ultimately, the officers' actions were in violation of the Fourth Amendment, which protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures. The officers failed to consider that the manager's request to have Mr. Livingston removed was about a private business's comfort, not a legitimate legal violation. In the aftermath, Mr. Livingston filed a complaint with the East Lansing Police Department, but as of the time of writing, he had not received any updates.
That I never entered.
If they would like you trespassed, you're trespassing.
If the field house across the street calls you and says they want me trespassed because I'm on a sidewalk, you're going to do it?
Sure.
So anybody,
I highly doubt
you
that
can trust anybody off of the
I
sidewalk.
highly doubt that Fieldhouse would call and have you trespass just because you're standing on a sidewalk.
I felt the same way about the Jolly Pumpkin.
Okay.
But that's being proved wrong.
Okay. Hey, hold on. Sorry. This is a sermon. So this guy out here, Jolly Pumpkin wants him trespassed. He claims he never entered the establishment, but it's still private property if they want him trespassed from entering. They're uncomfortable with him. I didn't ask them. I can go in there and ask them. He's claiming that he never entered Jolly Pumpkin. But I mean, regardless, it's private property. If they don't want him, and it's not trespassing from being on the sidewalk. It's correct. So he's allowed to be there. He's allowed to record. He's allowed to do what he wants. But if they want to trespass him, but they are pretty. I guess I can go talk to them and double check. But okay.
Going to be holding a PD accident in Harrison and California.
All right, I'll go ask them then and establish if he ever entered. So like past the barrels, that would be their property, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll go inside with them and double check. I think he's just one of those First Amendment guys. All right, I'll go double check with them inside really quick. All right, bye. Don't print it yet. I'm gonna go and talk to them inside and see if he ever entered in, and then I'm gonna talk to them and try to, just so there's not issues between them, because he could sue them if they tell us that they want him trespassed, but he never actually entered. Like Steven said it's like a gray line. Like he could, but I'll be right back.
How you doing?
So what has he been doing the whole time? As he came inside, as he came up to the door?
No, he's been where he was at, but he's recording all of my guests, and they're putting like menus on their faces, and he will not stop recording them, and they keep telling me to stop, and he will not stop.
Okay.
He told me he was doing an investigation, but couldn't tell me anything about anything, and he will not stop. And I said, okay, I'm going to call the police, see what's going on. He's like, do you think the police will stop me? I said, I guess we'll find out.
Okay. So
it's not my property, I can't get for trespassing, right?
So it's kind of a gray line because he's right in front of your establishment, but he never entered it. But the sidewalk is public property. I'm going to have another chat with my sergeant and see. I am kind of also trying to mediate between you and between him, and trying to find like if he can just move a block down so that he's done bothering you and then he doesn't have to be trespassed. That would be...
He simply told me he would not stop recording, so he's not going to stop recording. All my guests have been uncomfortable, and that's not good for my business, obviously, or my guests.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Okay, Joseph, can we find a way to mediate this where there's not issues between you and Jolly Pumpkin?
Well, right now my issue is with you guys forcing me to give you my ID.
Okay. I am investigating a possible trespass. Okay. I have reasonable suspicion to ID you because a crime is afoot.
You have reasonable suspicion?
I don't know when I come on scene and I make contact with you.
16 and 35.
He did go in and talk. Did they lie?
I just went. No, they
you
just
went
said,
inside before you took my ID. You went inside to talk to them.
I said, would you like him trespassed from your property? They said yes. So then I came outside here.
So you solicited a trespass without doing your investigation. Is what you.
Are you willing to have a conversation with me or no?
You just said you went inside to find out if.
Correct.
I went on their property,
I
but
told you
went
exactly what I
inside and
just
said,
said.
do you want him trespassed?
Is giving us the reasonable suspicion to contact you, correct?
No, I can call the cops on them.
Yeah,
you can. Yes.
Yeah, we will talk.
Yes, 100%.
And investigate it.
Why would you? I mean, what are they doing wrong? I can see from here.
Well, what are you doing?
All they're doing is being
They
beautiful.
called us for trespass.
Well, what are you doing wrong?
That's what they call us.
Right. So you should have
Exactly.
never even talked to me. When you see me driving by, went, oh wow, that's guys in public taking pictures.
How do I know?
Can I have my ID back?
Hey, what's up?
Good. Yourself?
Good. So we just got a call from Jolly Pumpkin here saying that they don't want you to videotape in this area right here.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
Am I committing a crime?
So they just want you to be moved along from the premises.
Okay.
Have you been trespassed or not?
I'm not even on their property.
So This is Jolly Pumpkin's property right here.
The public sidewalk is their property? I mean, they clearly broke off what they're using.
This is for seating right here.
This is...
Hey, what's up, bro?
Do you mind if I see your ID?
Have I done something wrong?
So they just want you moved along, so we don't know if it's up to go in there and ask them if they want you trespassed or not for being on the property. I'm not trying to make it hard for you at all.
I'm not trying to either. I just really believe that I'm on public property, not their property, and therefore I'm not committing a crime. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm taking pictures in public, which is a First Amendment right. I know. Therefore, I shouldn't be. It shouldn't be ID. I shouldn't be trespassed. I shouldn't be anything. I don't. This is where I'm at. I mean,
yeah, I understand. Ultimately, they just don't want you on their property anymore because it can kind of make other people feel uncomfortable in the area. It's making staff feel uncomfortable.
To stop the trespass, I'll move down to the end of their barrel, and then it's confusing to me, but then I'm off their property even though it's public sidewalk, right?
I mean, this is technically like their property here. They have, so if you're on like their premises here, they just don't want you around their business right now. It's making people feel uncomfortable a little bit. So, what are you taking pictures of? Just like students and stuff? Or?
I was just walking along taking pictures until one of their customers called me back and a couple other things, and then I stayed.
Well, Officer Sermon is in there right now just talking to staff about it, and if anything, they just want you moved along, so we'll just wait a minute.
I would like to think so.
Okay, well, I'm doing more right now with you than I was then because I wasn't even talking to them.
But it's how they feel, it's not how I feel. It's how
you
they
just
feel.
said a reasonable person, and that you're a reasonable person. I'm feeling that maybe they were unreasonable in their expectation of privacy in public. They could have sat inside, sir.
But they didn't want to. They covered their faces up by the manager.
Why?
Because they're not happy with that. So they asked him to stop, and there was a little disagreement between you and the guy.
Nope.
That's what I was
I didn't say a word.
How anybody can feel a certain way. I feel a certain way. People have the right to feel it. They feel a certain way. They feel harassed by you. They should feel it.
But what I'm hearing though is a lot of feelings. Feelings.
Any other questions for us?
No, are you done harassing me? Telling me that I have to leave?
I never told you that you had to leave. I told you you could stay right there.
Okay, well, you wanted to become an amicable situation where they were happy and I was happy.
Correct, I did do that. You are correct. I did do that, and I asked you if you could stand over there. Yes, you are right. I did do that. I never ordered you to leave.
They could have said, that's their business, that's the
Folks,
people that want to see.
you're in public. I'm sorry. Would you like to move inside? I can do that. Create your own privacy. If you don't want to be filmed in public or seen in public, maybe you shouldn't sit outside.
People allowed to sit there and ask you to not film them and not be upset by it. Can they be upset?
Can they? Sure. Can they call the cops and threaten a trespass? You know? Men with guns came because of a guy with camera. Breaking news. 3.
That's not why. 3. I'm the supervisor, and that's going extra 2 minutes.
I appreciate you showing up because I don't trust these two. Not the way they were going. And can I have your card? Sure. I'll send you a copy later.
Not everyone is always educated around here as well in their calling piece. So we try to do that.
And that's part of what this is, the education. They didn't want to talk to me about it, though. They wanted to talk to you about it, so you had to do the
When I go to a
education.
restaurant, I don't want to talk to people walking by.
I don't even want you to show up. Tell dispatch. He's a guy with a camera. I talked to him already.
Did you have a loudspeaker too earlier?
Nope.
Someone said maybe someone had a loudspeaker.
But it does seem like your officer there solicited trespass without an investigation.
And that's your opinion, and you're very open to that.
When did you find out I was never on their property?
Send me that and we can talk, okay? I work Sunday as well.
Alright, thank you, sir. Thank you for your professionalism.
He also obtained copies of the body cam footage, the 911 call, and the incident report, although the footage he captured was lost due to data corruption. Mr. Livingston met with Lieutenant Scott Sion to discuss the incident, expressing his desire to file a lawsuit, but was struggling to find representation. The officers acted on incomplete information, failing to respect Mr. Livingston's First and Fourth Amendment rights, and conducted a hasty detention without reasonable suspicion. But hold on your seats because this next case is more shocking than the others.
Claim to defend women, and I feel like now you're harassing me.
In December 2024, First Amendment Auditor Leroy visited the Union City Police Department to investigate allegations of nepotism and corruption involving gun permit applications. Leroy wasted no time confronting Michelle Zerone, the wife of the police chief, about the potential collusion between her and her husband regarding who gets approved or denied for gun permits.
For Michelle Zerone there, can I ask her? I need to ask her some questions. Oh, hey there. Ask some questions. Good you got your body cam on for that. And some questions about, number one, the gun permit situation. Now, you're married to Chief Ficini, and is that correct?
Do you want a gun application form on how to do it?
Well, I want to know what kind of collusion. I want, but this is absolutely work related. I want to know if you're in collusion with your husband on who to give permits to, or who. Hold on, I'm not done talking. Who to give gun permits to, and who to deny gun permits to.
You claim to defend women, and I feel like now you're harassing me.
Oh, so now you're a sergeant, police sergeant, and you just said because you're a woman. You're a police sergeant. I don't look at you as a woman or a man. I look at you as a police sergeant. So listen, she just pulled female harassment because I'm asking her a question of nepotism and possible collusion between her and her husband when it comes to gun permits.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. You can try and apply and see how it works.
I already have people.
They go through the state police.
No, I don't need it.
Once you need it, there you go.
No, I don't want it. I already have people who have told me. They're alleging that you're in collusion with your husband, Chief Anthony Ficini. This is Sergeant Michelle Zerone Ficini. That you're in collusion with him, and you decide who's going to get them and who doesn't together, which is a major conflict of interest.
Did you say so?
Instead of answering the questions, Michelle immediately played the victim card, accusing Leroy of harassment simply for asking about corruption. When Leroy refused to back down, Michelle attempted to deflect by suggesting that he was harassing her because she was a woman, which Leroy quickly rejected, stating that he saw her as a police sergeant, not as a woman or man.
There's no Detective Contreras here.
All right, so what was her name? The woman that had an argument with you and you got really upset and you told your husband to remove her from the record room? There was someone in the record room here that I was told was just that you just had removed because you had a mean girls fight with them.
Is there anything else I can help you?
Well, that's my question.
Okay, then that's not work related.
Of course it's work related. It's someone who is in this office working with you. So can you believe? Then she walks away and she's a coward like her husband. And then she just pulled this out of thin air. Disgusting. She needs to go. Chief Ficini needs to resign. Sergeant Michelle Zerone Ficini needs to resign. The corruption here is so deep, and of course, Mayor Brian Stack needs to resign. Her as a female, I had a question for her, and she says, "Oh, you say you support women? You're harassing the female." No, you're a police officer. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. I'm asking you questions as part of your duty. Hey, did they call the whole gang up here now? Hey.
I don't know. I was asking this. How you doing? All right.
Good. Good to see you. Hey, good.
So if it's anything having to do with the record,
What a liar.
I will help him. But if he's gonna come here and harass me, then I don't.
That's not harassment,
Okay.
Sergeant.
Is it about business?
Absolutely, it's about business. Of course, it is. I'm an investigative journalist, and so I'm not going to get into it with you, but I have very very important questions. I needed answers as to that. There's allegations that her and Ficini they collude, and Ficini. Let me see this alone, because you all see this video.
As Leroy pressed on, Michelle refused to provide any answers and chose to walk away, but Leroy wasn't done. He confronted her about an incident involving her ordering someone removed from the record room after a disagreement, but Michelle dismissed it. Eventually, she pressed the panic button, summoning backup, but Leroy remained calm, asserting that he was simply doing his job as a journalist. The officers who arrived were familiar with Leroy's work, and one even sided with him, recognizing the legitimacy of his questions. Michelle's response only fueled suspicions of corruption within the department. Instead of addressing the allegations, she chose to shut herself inside her office and hide from the confrontation. The situation exposed the questionable actions of the officers, leaving them vulnerable to public scrutiny.
There's an absolutely relevant business here. And for her to claim harassment is disgusting. I mean, it's just absolutely off the wall. And she's trying to play this harassment card now. So that shows me she's hiding things, obviously. Otherwise, she would have just answered. She could say, hey, this never happened. Even though I've had a number of people come to me and say that they've been unlawfully denied gun permits because of the collusion and conflict of interest between Sergeant Zerone Ficini and Chief Ficini. Yeah, they do it
feel
together.
that for some apparent reason, their applications aren't getting the attention that they deserve?
Yeah, because they're in collusion with each other.
Other girls?
No, I'm going to honor you because I believe the office is just closed, so I'm going to honor that. So, 'cause I was done. I mean, I was leaving, but when I saw you all here,
And if you want to, next time, there's other girls there that can help you out.
well, but
And they're competent, they're really good.
Right, but she's the one who has the answers because she's the one accused of corruption. So I'm not going to ask someone else in there about her corruption. I'm going to ask her.
She might be, in their field,
She's not, you're not Phoenix police. She's not Phoenix police.
we're not, yeah.
She's a public official, and I have a right to ask her as an investigative journalist.
The failure of Michelle to answer Leroy's questions and the officer's handling of the situation only highlighted the depth of the corruption that may be at play. In the end, Leroy's persistence not only uncovered potential wrongdoing, but also forced the officers to face the consequences of their actions. If you thought that was bad, this is because you didn't know about this case. In December 2020, First Amendment auditor NC Tyrant Hunter stood outside a private building owned by Micro Measurements Group, recording footage in a public space. His actions quickly drew the attention of 2 employees who attempted to intimidate him, demanding that he stop filming. Unfazed, the auditor stood his ground.
I can't hear you, man.
Who are you?
Just a guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything we can help you guys with?
Yeah, I'd like some coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. That'd be great, man. Maybe a bagel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you come issue or you guys needed help with something.
No, I think we've pretty grown. I think we can take care of ourselves.
All righty.
Yeah. That coffee, I need 5 sugars and 2 creams.
All righty.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you? Not too good.
The employees, seemingly unable to handle the situation, retreated inside and called 911. Shortly after, a female officer arrived at the scene, but instead of de-escalating the situation, she attempted to assert false authority. She wrongly claimed that the auditor was on private property and needed to leave. As the tension escalated, more officers arrived, surrounding him in an apparent attempt at intimidation. Still, he remained steadfast, continuing to film and exercise his constitutional rights.
What are you out here doing?
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Akins. We don't have badge numbers.
Employee number? ID number?
Officer Akins.
Officer Akins, you got a card?
I can get you one, yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. So the manager of this facility pretty much called us. Hi, how are you? And said that y'all aren't supposed to be out here.
Not supposed to be on the side of the road?
Technically, this right here, this is their property.
No, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay.
Okay, get the supervisor, please.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
So you check on
That works for me. So the manager here called, so they're out here filming. Technically, this right here is their property. They're asking for a supervisor or captain or somebody. I let them know that this is still their property, it's private property. They can't be right here, and they wanted a supervisor. They said I was wrong. That's what
Yeah. Well, she's fixing to learn something. Well, free education today. Two people filming on the side of the road. Huh? That's crazy.
When the supervisor finally arrived, it became clear that Officer Ains had made a serious error in judgment. The supervisor, identified as John Slaughter, quickly dismissed her claims and confirmed that the area was public property.
How you guys doing?
What's up?
remember y'all from last year.
Can I get your name and ID number?
John Slaughter. We don't have ID numbers, so.
I hear
So
you.
you guys just out here filming?
That's it, man.
Okay.
And she's trying to tell she needs to learn where the damn easement is, man. You're a rookie?
No, she's not a rookie.
There's Yeah, we don't come out here unless we know what we're doing.
Okay.
You already know. I think you know that, but she knows it now.
It's right at the end of that sign, just the side of it.
Are y'all doing a commercial?
Well, we're doing an investigative story.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And now y'all in it, so.
See where this is washed out like that?
Did you learn anything today, ma'am?
If somebody pulls off
I learned a lot today.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, that's why we do this, for educational purposes.
I guess I need to.
It is. I'm not trying to make you look.
Yeah, you guys go right ahead.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make you look like a fool or anything, but that's why we do what we do.
As long as you guys don't block the road.
Yeah, we got it, baby. We got it, man. We got all that. You know that.
Last year. Where did we see you at?
I don't think you guys specifically talked to me, but I remember you guys going to town hall and the police department.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. But that's why, I mean, that's what we do. We don't trespass. We don't do anything illegal. And now this gentleman knows, she knows for sure that can't make us move off of a county property.
And even if they paid for it still belongs to the state.
Well, I mean, whatever you guys want to do, this is what y'all enjoy.
Yeah, he knows that, man. He knows that.
That's what y'all.
He just don't want to make her look bad. That's what he's doing.
She called me to come out here and help out.
Because I asked for you. That's why she did. She was about to do something really bad. If I hadn't asked for a supervisor, she would have probably said, "Okay, you're under arrest," and all, the whole nine. But I asked for you specifically, in the hopes that you did know where we was at and we could be right here.
Guys, you guys have a good time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
With the issue resolved, the officers left the scene, and the auditor continued filming for a short while before departing. This incident served as a striking example of law enforcement officers being held accountable by citizens who understand their rights. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this.